So today we're talking about how to build your business with Amazon by launching a best-selling book. Can it be done? You'll have the answer in just a second. Right now, before we get down to it, make sure to subscribe to Pin Traffic Power right here on YouTube. And I want to introduce to you Raza, who is actually an author of not one, but multiple best-selling books right here on Amazon. And he is the author of a book you can go and get right now on Amazon called Passive Income Playbook. It's a really good book. I've read it myself. So you definitely need to go and get that book right now on Amazon, download it, and start reading it right away. And we'll talk a little bit more about a great course that you can take as well when we get towards the end of this. But right now I want to introduce Raza to you. And we're talking about how to launch a book on Amazon and how you can turn this into a best-selling book that will skyrocket your income and your authority, building your business so that you can actually get some traction going in your business, building your brand in the right way. So here's Raza, and introduce yourself a little bit about who you are and your background and how you've made it this far in your journey of becoming a best-selling author.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate you having me here. So yeah, thank you again for the introduction. And what I really do is, like you said, I show people how to how to take their expertise and leverage that expertise and convert it into a book, place it on Amazon, which is the world's, probably the world's number one, commerce platform, not even just e-commerce, but just business platform, where you have hundreds of millions of people who are going there with a specific reason to buy. So, I show people who have expertise in whether it's, business to business, so like sales, marketing, technology, project management, whether they are a health coach, maybe they're a relationship coach, if they have some sort of high value skill or high value expertise that provides a real transformation either in a business or in someone's personal life. Again, how to take that expertise, condense it into a really hard-hitting book, put that on Amazon, launch it to a bestseller, and use that as a way to be the front end for your funnel to offer your higher end coaching or online courses or other services, or even paid speaking opportunities. So it's a beautiful, beautiful system when you get it to work right, and it's something that I've been doing for the past 3.5 years, and I'm in love with it. And it's very hard to find things that work as well and as smoothly as publishing a book and launching it on Amazon. So I'm really excited about it. I love doing it. I love talking about it. So I'm excited to be here and share.
Yeah, and how many books do you have currently published or around about at this
Yeah,
point?
it's about 10, but 5 or 6 of them are like my top selling ones
Yeah,
that consistently do well.
yeah,
So it definitely can be done. And the thing is, if you understand the formula, which hopefully I want to share, we can get to a little bit in this, in this session here. But if you understand the formula and you understand how to really identify what it is that your readers are looking for, why it is that they're even browsing on Amazon, what it is that would attract their attention and captivate them and build intrigue and curiosity and desire, you're just going to keep doing better and better. So that's really what it comes down to, understanding what it is that your readers want, and this is the classic term in marketing, addressing the conversation in their head, getting to know them and their problems very, very deeply so that when you show up with a book, it really speaks to them and you build this emotional intimacy with them where they purchase the book, they feel like you get them, they see that you actually, are credible and have authority. And that's why, and then they take the next step to contact you, for you to offer them, help at a higher level. And that's why writing a book is so, so powerful. You can build just that emotional intimacy with your reader, really, really, really well.
yeah. And by the way, if you want to subscribe to Raza's YouTube channel, it is called Authorpreneur Elite. So go over there and subscribe right now so that you can be watching a lot of the free videos that are happening, that he goes into more detail in each one of those videos about how to do this and how to get a system in place to launch your own book, skyrocket your business, help it to become a bestseller. And is this something that anyone can do, including kids, do you think?
It's funny you say that. Yeah, almost anyone can do it, including kids. I have 3 kids. I have a 12-year-old son, an 8-year-old son, and a 3.5-year-old daughter. And I was telling my boys that they could write a book about something. And they were like, well, Daddy, how much money do you think I can make? I was like, you can make $100 a month. And they were just over the moon. They were just ecstatic, you know? And they were coming up with ideas, and I was helping them come up with different topics. And I said, the fact that you guys are children, people will be more likely to buy anyway, because, they want to support you. They want to hear your perspective. You're doing something really novel and unique. So, almost anyone can take their expertise, their life experiences, condense them into a book. And, with today's technology and platforms, it's just so easy to publish it. There's no bureaucracy, there's no red tape, there's no hoops you have to jump through. You just have to have a really, really good book that solves a real problem and position it in a way that, you get people's attention.
Yeah, so it's perfect for everyone, including kids. In fact, it's a great way to teach them how to start, making a living, how to become an entrepreneur, how to think outside of the box, how to do things differently. And doing that as young as possible is really the best scenario that you could do. And you can make this a whole family event, which would be really, really fun. So it's not just treating it as like a job, it's actually a lot of fun if you do a lot of brainstorming and collaborating and working, and you include everybody, the entire family in this. So when you say publishing a book, are you using traditional publishers or are you self-publishing?
Great question. So yeah, absolutely self-publishing. Amazon is just a juggernaut in the self-publishing industry, and they've created so many opportunities over the past 5 to 10 years, specifically with their Kindle and their Amazon KDP platform, which makes it so easy. It's almost as simple as uploading a PDF document or uploading a Microsoft Word document. Now, I'm not saying that to say that anyone and everyone should upload and start self-publishing. But the point is that if you have something to say and a very powerful and transformative message, there's no one stopping you from getting it out there. The technology is there, the platforms are there, the audience is there, the readers are there. You need to be there also.
Yeah. And you can do this through KDP, which for everyone who doesn't know what that is, this is called Kindle Direct Publishing, and that's how you can self-publish right on Amazon. You can literally just follow what you need to do to format it correctly, load it up, and you can have it published within 24 hours. It's that easy, it's that fast, and you are then an author and you're ready to go. So how long does it take you to typically write a book?
Oh, good question. It just depends on how much intent I can put into it. The thing is, a book can take you years to write, or it can take you literally days, maybe even weeks to write. It just depends on how deliberate and how intentful you are on sitting down and doing the work necessary. If you can type, there's no reason why in an hour you can't write 1,000 to 2,000 words of a book. And if you do that enough in a few days or in a few multi-hour long sessions, you can have a 25 to 30,000 word book ready to go, which translates to probably 150 pages or so, which is really the sweet spot for a self-published book on Amazon. Because when someone has a problem, they're not looking for an encyclopedia of how to solve that problem. They're looking for the fastest, simplest, easiest way to solve that pain or to solve that problem. And I read this one quote, and I include it in the beginning of most of my books to remind and to prime the reader on why my books are written the way they are. There's a fitness trainer named, I think his name is Alan Cosgrove. He's originally from the UK, but he lives in LA. And he said, look, you can give me 25 of the best books on a certain topic, and maybe I'll pay you $50 or $100. But if you take those 25 books and condense them to 5,000 words or to a few pages, I'll information and giving me the most valuable information, so that I can consume it as fast as possible. So yeah, a book, that's a long way to say that it can take anywhere from a few days to just a couple of weeks to write a book and put it out there.
Yeah, and there's even people who have written a book in 24 hours. Of course, they had they may have already had the research done ahead of time, and they had kind of a system worked out, outline something in place, and it didn't take them long to put together even the material that they have already created somewhere, just put it together in a short amount of time and then have it published.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that has to take you a long time because, as you said, the short books is really what people are looking for. They're not looking for long books. They're looking for short books, the fastest way to solve a problem. So what you're focusing in on is your audience, dialing in on trying to speak their language. And of course, speaking the language of people is to solve a problem that people are having. That's the best way to sell any type of product or service. It's the best way to market anything that you have. So when you launch a book, how do you do that? Do you have a system in place on launching?
Yeah, absolutely. So I take my book launches very seriously, and I plan to spend every single time I launch a book. I plan to invest hundreds to thousands of dollars to promote the book because I treat it like the way Hollywood treats movies when they launch them. They spend all this time to produce a movie and film it and pay the actors and go on set and go on location and do these elaborate shots. And they are very serious about um, promoting the movie before it even comes out, and then launching it as a blockbuster movie. So I take that same model when I write my books, and that's why I make sure that my books are about a specific topic that I know about, that I know is a profitable topic, is a topic where I know that there's a motivated audience and an eager audience. And then I do launch it. And the beauty of it is there are so many ways you can launch a book. I mean, one of the ways that I use without fail is there are so many Amazon Kindle deal sites out there. There are dozens and dozens of websites that have they have tens and even hundreds of thousands of email subscribers who sign up to these email lists to get notified about Kindle deals, Amazon Kindle book deals. So when you launch a book, you know, you I recommend you launch always the Kindle version to the digital version at 99 cents, and then also have an accompanying paperback at like $14.99 or like $20 or something like that. But you want to launch your Kindle electronic digital copy to these Amazon Kindle deal sites, shoot your book up in the bestseller ranking, get a lot of exposure, get a lot of visibility on Amazon itself, and then later on down the line, you can increase the price. But that's really the key to this whole strategy, is to write an amazing book that stands that can stand on its own, but at launch, have a low price, shoot it up the ranking by promoting it really, really heavily. And then later on down the line, you can increase the price if you want to get some higher book royalties. But just that process of becoming a bestseller and getting visibility in your categories, you'll get more organic sales. And through that process, you'll have readers contacting you, to hire you for services or to buy your other products and services.
Yeah. And so when you do this and you do your launch, it's guaranteed that you're going to get your book to really shoot up into the rankings of Amazon. And a lot of the people here, they may understand about Amazon sales ranks. I know it very, very deeply from years and years and years of selling on Amazon. And what's effective about that is that the better your sales ranks get, it's going to stick there. It's going to be shown to a lot more people who are just typing into Amazon something that they are looking for to solve their problem. And ideally, a book is one of the greatest things because it's cheap. It's a cheap way to get a resource to solve a problem. And then if you are an author, you're seen as an authority, where they're more likely to go to a book than they would be try and search for a website or a blog on that same topic. And they're going to go to the books first, get the information that they need, and then start taking action. But can you, within your book, sell other products and services? Can you build your email list? I know that one of your strategies isn't necessarily to just focus on the sales from the book itself, but to actually focus on what else you can do to leverage your book beyond just selling the book in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can and will earn royalties and passive income from the sales of the book, and that's always something that's there. But as an entrepreneur, you always want to be thinking bigger. You want to, as a marketer, you want to see what other offerings or what other products and services you can offer to your market, and that's also where a book is so powerful. So you have readers purchasing a book at a very low price, whether it's $3 for the Kindle version or $15 for the paperback version. They read it, they build this bond with you, they get to understand you, they see you as an authority. And then within the book, you can say, oh, here's a link to a video that I created on this topic. Or here's a link to a one-page cheat sheet on this topic. Or if you have any questions, contact me here to learn more about how I can personally help you get XYZ results. So yeah, books, you'll make money from the sale of the book, but the real money is always in the back end, and that's almost in any business. So yeah, you have the book as your front end offer, and in a way, you can build your list and actually end up making money while you build your list. So you're earning royalties on each individual book sale, and at the same time you're growing your email list. But it requires you to be very deliberate and be very intentional about structuring your book that way, in a way that doesn't seem crass, that doesn't seem overly commercial, that doesn't seem like you're just harvesting, emails from them. But again, that powerfully and authentically conveys that you understand what their problems are, and that you're giving away the farm in the book. But if they want that personal attention, if they want that individual support, if they want maybe a video or some sort of digital course to help kind of connect the dots, that you have all that for them. So yeah, I mean, you absolutely can offer so much more in your book.
Yeah, so the idea is that you're going to give a lot of value in your book, so much so that they want to know more. They want to know, okay, I need to go find out more information about this person because what I received was just remarkable. The value was over the top. And that is the way to help people take their next step, which is to contact you, get on your email list. If you offer services or courses, be able to do that. And I know we talked a lot about business to business, but I actually can see this working well for business to consumer. If you have products that you're selling and you're in a certain industry or niche area, I can see you taking it a step further and saying, yes, these are my favorite products for being able to solve this problem. And they go in and they take a look at those products and they buy them because you are the authority. You are the one that has the proven results behind it. So you can actually sell more products, physical, digital products, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I mean, I see this working both for business to business and business to consumer in a very, very creative way. And basically the idea behind it is, yes, you can have a best-selling book on Amazon that is making money and income passively, but you can make a whole lot more money than just from the book sales if you include information in your book about how to contact you, because they will want to find you. They will want to know more because of the value, the intense value that you gave throughout that book. And when they contact you, that's your chance, that's your opportunity to say, well, here is what I offer. Here is everything else that I offer. And you can, provide your products, services, courses, whatever it is, and you can be able to leverage your book as a lead, really, to have a lot of bigger sales on the back end that's going to be able to increase and explode your business a lot more. So the strategy to me is perfect of how you're actually taking leads from Amazon. At the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're taking leads from Amazon and Amazon's customers, and you're bringing them over to your business because you are targeting them, highly targeted through your book, because it is on a specific topic, solving people's problems. So they're highly targeted people that are pulled from the largest online shopping marketplace in the world, and you pull them from over to there into your area. And now you are helping your business to grow successfully by just leveraging one of the most powerful online platforms that is available to us that we can actually use for free. So this is clever. And this is something that when I saw this strategy, I thought, man, why didn't I think of this? You know?
Yeah.
But that's why Raza's here, is to tell us about this entire strategy. And so you do have a course that teaches everyone about this. Do you want to tell everyone the name of your course and some information about it?
Yeah, thank you. So the course is called Authorpreneur Elite, and really it goes through the process, the 6-step process that I created to make it really, really easy to understand what you have to do. And it's very sequential, very step by step. But what it really boils down to is I call it my RIP framework. So it's 6 things. It's research, write. So it's RIP is RWPPPP. So RWPPPP is RIP. So research, write, position, publish, promote, and then profit. So those are 6 steps that you need to take a book from just being just an idea to being a profitable book that's actually generating not only income but leads for your other services. And if I were to condense it just to 3 points, 3 action items, or 3 tips that people can take right away is, number 1, you have to focus on a really good cover. A really, really good cover. And what I say is, I like looking at covers from best-selling authors, current best-selling authors. So the 2 top ones that I love modeling or looking at are Malcolm Gladwell and Michael Lewis. If you're writing a nonfiction book, you don't want a lot of imagery cluttering your book cover. You don't want to look amateur or cartoonish or just, unprofessional. You want to have a clean, crisp cover with, a lot of white space or a lot of blank space. Maybe 1 image, but the image should more accentuate the title than overpower it, right? So you need to have a really, really good cover. You need to spend time looking at covers and really going through different iterations to make a cover that really is crisp and compelling. Number 2 is to have an awesome title and subtitle. Like I said earlier, you want to connect with your readers emotionally. You want to get their attention. You want to build curiosity and desire. So spending time on your title and subtitle are so, so important. And, there's a reason that the world's best copywriters spend 80% of their time on their headline. They spend 80% of their time on the headline of the advertisement, and the rest of the time, maybe 20%, on the actual body, because the headline is that important. And I equate that same thing to your title and your subtitle of your book. I'll oftentimes write out 20 or 25 different variations of titles and subtitles, and then use that to kind of look at it, create a little bit of distance, spend a couple of days away, let my emotions kind of flush themselves out, and then come back to it with a more objective viewpoint, and then choose the top 2 or 3 that really jump out at me. So that's number 2, spending a lot of time crafting really good, really powerful titles and subtitles. And then number 3 is something I mentioned a little while ago, is, launching your book with a bang. Treating your book like it's a Hollywood blockbuster, treating it like it's a movie that, like Avengers Endgame, treat it with that level of seriousness. Because whether you're traditionally published or you are self-published, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to promote your book and launch your book. Now, even traditional publishers don't really launch it for you. You as an author may receive an advance at $10,000, $15,000, if you're lucky, $50,000 advance, but it's still on you to get on, Good Morning America, to get on the Today Show, to get on local, TV and radio, to be at, these book signings at various locations. So that's still on you as the author. But even then, they have to do it. So if you're a self-published author, you have to just keep that in mind. Traditional authors, traditionally published authors, are still doing that, so it's doubly as important for you. to take the launch of your book seriously. And it's so easy these days. Like I mentioned, you can launch it with these Kindle deal sites. You can reach out to podcasts and blogs in your industry and your niche. You can reach out to local TV and radio in your local area. These are all things you can reach out to college campuses. You can reach out to industry associations and trade groups you're a part of. There are so many opportunities for you to reach out and promote your book. And of course, those will increase book sales, but also it's like a groundswell of authority. The more you're out there, the more you're reaching out, and the more your name is out there, you are positioning yourself as an authority, and it'll make it all that much easier to sell the book, and of course serve your clients, at that higher level that I was mentioning.
Yeah, so people will definitely take you a lot more seriously. One thing that I've heard with people have asked to do maybe a speaking engagement, the first thing they've asked me is, do you have a book?
Yeah.
And even in the past couple of years of going and speaking to different conferences, some of the people in the audience come up to me and say, what is the name of your book? And I say, I don't have one. And they said, well, sounds to me like you got enough material for one. Why don't you launch it? I'll be your first buyer. That actually happened to me 2 years ago. And I was like, I don't know. I don't have a book. It was like I wasn't even taking my own self seriously, but they were.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool to hear them. It was their way of saying, hey, I believe in you and you've got something here.
And
so why don't you believe in yourself?
That's powerful. And that brings me back to something you said earlier, which is, if you're already an expert, if you already know something, you likely have a lot of content, whether it's speeches or presentations or blog posts or notes you've just written to yourself. You have the content there. It just takes, just again, that intent to sit down, create an outline. That's probably one of my biggest tips. If you're struggling to write, create an outline. That's the skeleton of your entire book. Just 7 to 10 chapters, 3 sub-chapters under each of those chapters, and then 3 bullet points. And you'll start noticing your subconscious mind filling in the details for you. And you're like, oh yeah, I can put that in here, and I can put that in here, and I can take this from here, and I can put it together. So you start with that skeleton, and you can start adding meat on those bones, and all of a sudden you have something that does start to look like a little embryo for a book. Like it's starting to grow and become into an actual book. And that's just such it's a psychological and emotional process that you just feel this sense of accomplishment, and it makes it that much easier to get going. But yeah, to your point, you have the content. If you're an expert listening to this, if you've gone through some sort of transformation, even if you may not consider yourself as an expert, if you've gone through some sort of transformation, you likely have that information, whether it's in your mind or written somewhere or in some form of content that you can easily compile into a book.
Yeah, and everybody has something that they can share, something that they know better than anyone else. And a lot of people don't think so, but I will call them out on it. They actually do. It's just that they don't know it. It's inside of them, but they don't know it. They have their own little superpower, if you will, of something that they can do really, really well. So the name of this course is called Authorpreneur Elite, and I'll have a link to it down below this video. So go there right now, check it out, and be sure to subscribe to Authorpreneur Elite, the YouTube channel right here before you go. Question of the day: have you always wanted to write and launch a book on Amazon and turn it into a bestseller? Answer that question in the comments below. Hit the like button if you've got a ton of value out of this today. And any parting thoughts that you have that you want to share with everyone about how to get their book launched out there and build their business.
Yeah, no, thanks. I was thinking of something. You mentioned, even a kid can write a book. And I told you a story of, I was talking to my kids. And and just like you were saying, everyone has some information in them that they can compile into a book. My middle son struggled with a lot of social anxiety, and getting him to go to school was really, really difficult. From kindergarten to first grade to second grade. Now he's in third grade, and it's gotten a lot better. But that's something he could even write about as a child, dealing with social anxiety, dealing with separation anxiety, dealing with, that's something that he could be the primary author of, and me as his father, I could help him, put it together and compile it. But the reason I wanted to share that is you may not think you're a quote unquote expert, but if an 8-year-old kid has gone through some life experience that millions of other people, children and adults, are dealing with, there's no reason that you can't look at your own life and your own experiences and say, what is there that I've gone through that could help other people that are struggling, that are having the same challenge, the same problem as I was having. So I just wanted to give that as motivation and let you know that, you know more than you think.
I would agree with that. And everybody has problems. That's why we all can connect so easily with each other, is because without a doubt, we all have problems, but we have different creative ways of solving those problems, and sharing that is so valuable. So it's almost like you have to share
Yeah.
what your experience has been, because otherwise, you're holding something back from your potential to help somebody else. It is your duty to do what you can to share how you faced a similar challenge and what did you do to overcome it, and give that inspiration, give that hope to people. So it's more than just launching a book, building your business, but now we're talking about how you can do this to change the world, how you can do this to make a difference. So when you take it down to that deeper level, then I think this is going to be even bigger motivation for you to actually take action and do this. So there's a lot of people I know in KDP who are doing a lot of the low content books. This is more of a higher content book, but I actually think that it is a great strategy if you spend a lot of time doing this, because it will probably carry you a lot further for years and years and years to come, rather than get mixed into the sea of low content books that everybody seems to be doing. If you do more of a higher content book like this, you're doing something that no one else is doing. And that's how you separate yourself away from the competition. So I've taken the course myself. It's called Authorpreneur Elite. It's awesome. It's amazing. You need to get in there. You need to do this. I am doing this strategy myself right now. No excuses. I am getting it done. And I hope to launch more than just one book. I've already got 3 lined up that I want to write about, and a bunch more as I just keep popping into mind of all of these problems that I've been trying to solve, and then all of a sudden it turns into another business that's being launched because of it, because it's helping other people as well. So definitely check out the link below for Authorpreneur Elite. Get the course, and I will see you in there, and we'll be talking again soon. And thank you so much for finally being able to get together to do this interview, Raza. It's awesome. People are going to love this. And thank you for helping tons and tons and tons of people out there.
No, thank you so much, Teresa. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.